NHS, Fred McCarty earned 2 varsity letters as a member of the cross-country team. He is a life member of the Navy SEAL Association, the Virginia Marine Science Museum, and the Montgomery County Historical Society. He resides with his wife Diana in Virginia Beach, Virginia. At this time, please welcome Frederick W. McCarty to the Norristown Area High School Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I want to thank the Hall of Fame Association for providing this honor, especially Mr. Martinelli and his selection committee for making the hard decisions. Also, Mr. Bob Green for nominating me, Mrs. Barbara Cressman and Ms. Sandy Bertram, Mr. Bill Rice, and the late Bob Johnson for the moral support. Nothing is accomplished without some sort of sacrifice. There were years that I had to be gone anywhere from 6 to 9 months out of the year. These separations were made easier by knowing that our family had a strong and loving relationship, thereby making what I had to do much easier to do. I want to thank my wife, Diana, and my children, Wendy, Kelly, and Michael, for their many sacrifices. Thanks also to my grandchildren, 2 of who are here tonight, Whitney and Cole. Thanks for allowing me to capture what I missed in my own children, and that is your youth. This evening is all about persistence and determination, as implied by all the presentations you have seen thus far. Whether these traits are innate or acquired, I'm not sure. Probably a little bit of both. I know I have vivid memories where acquiring them sure stands out. For example, I used to think that Miss Davis, my 3rd grade teacher way back there in Roosevelt Elementary School, was the hardest teacher I ever had. I have since come to realize that she wasn't really hard. She just never gave up on me. Consequently, I learned more than just 9 times 9. A later example was when I entered the Naval Special Warfare community and joined SEAL Team 2. I found they persevered through a motto that goes, "The only easy day was yesterday." And they quickly showed me how those 2 traits, persistence and determination, can turn your todays and tomorrows into those easy yesterdays. Finally, the doctors, nurses, and sanitarians of the Virginia Department of Health demonstrated to this administrator how determination for support of the less politically popular programs could, in fact, be more beneficial to the community's well-being. Back in 1952, Mr. Cost, our principal, wrote in our spice that the achievement of one's goals may be difficult for some, while easy for others. But as you attain your goals, be mindful of new opportunities. Select the best of them and give them your serious determination. I believe I did just that. I think the President Garfield summed it all up by saying, persistence and determination are most important. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and will always solve the problems of the human race. No person was ever honored for what he received. Honor has been the reward for what he gave. I want to thank you all again for recognizing what I had to give. Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Our final inductee of the evening, Oscar Johnson, class of 1954. A self-employed entrepreneur, our Hall of Fame inductee has been highly successful in several fields of endeavor. As a semi-retired independent business executive, Oscar Johnson directed an international company that dealt in the exportation of food products, minerals, and resources from African countries to both the United States and Europe. Oscar is also affiliated with Greek Manufacturing, which specializes in manufacturing of denim wear for sororities and fraternities. In June 1979, Oscar, along with several other entrepreneurs, brought Motown Revue to Philadelphia for a citywide concert. He also served as Linda Creed's manager in 1969 and 1970. Oscar has also worked as an agent for players in the National Basketball Association. Our inductee has published several books, including Thought of the Ghetto, Jesus Was a Freak, Suffered the Need to Be Man, Little Willie Jr.'s Resurrection, Little Goodbye, Uncle Sam, and When the Bottom is Top. His book, Little Willie Jr.'s Resurrection, played in several theaters, including the Walnut Street Theater in Philadelphia. Oscar has served as a lecturer at various colleges and universities, including Temple, Lehigh, Columbia, and Harvard. At Norristown High School, Oscar was captain of the school's 1954 basketball team, was a high jump expert with the track team, and served as his homeroom vice president. He has received several awards and commendations, including ones from Optimist International, the City of Philadelphia, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Oscar and his wife reside in Ambler, Pennsylvania. And it is with great pride that we welcome Oscar Johnson to the Norristown Area High School Hall of Fame.
I think I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. I thought that would bring a cheer. First, I want to thank the association for this honor, and I certainly want to thank my very good friend, a longtime friend of 50 or 60 years, John Parker, who encouraged and submitted my name for this wonderful honor. The one thing that I realize, nothing that I've ever done, I've always had some special help and a special divine entity. In my many speaking engagements, I've had from the halls of Harvard University to the playground of Roslyn Elementary School. My point being is that there's nothing that I have ever accomplished without special help. And my special help in high school was a speech teacher named Miss Price. There is not enough time in this occasion for me to express the many teachers at Norristown High, but I must be ever grateful. I must be ever grateful for Mr. Bob Polis, who recognized something in me and kept me off the streets of Norristown by sending me to help up in the Poconos and gave me a summer job. I don't think that teachers realize the measurements in which they do can't be measured that same day. It has to be measured later in life. Life to me represents a large grid with latitudes and longitudes crossing integers. We intersect with people that we meet, and then as life begins to pass us by, we realize there's nothing that we can't do without the help of someone else. And because I have met my own divine entity, my entity gave me of herself the most special help and the most special gift. Then I realized no one can build a bridge by his or her own self. Special help by friends like John, like my whole family who has traveled all the way from Ohio, from Dayton, Ohio, to come here, and as far away as Alabama. My divine entity gave a wonderful, intelligent daughter for me named Paige, and my handsome and kind and gentle grandson, Ryan. And yes, this foundation of this bridge by my beautiful plus intelligent wife, Marion, is my divine entity. And all of us have one of these. Thank you. I don't want to get forced there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is just about the end, so if you'll be patient with me for a few minutes, I have to give credit where credit is due on behalf of our association. So before we adjourn to the cafeteria for refreshments and fellowship with our honored guests, may I take this time to recognize a group of special individuals whose marvelous contributions have made this program a special and memorable evening for all of us. You can't imagine how much work and preparation and the superb organizational skills of each dedicated committee member took of our association by planning many long hours together to bring us the program. They sacrificed many, many hours away from their families to attend association meetings to bring you the finished product, the entire program. I'd like to begin with the Norristown Area High School Band under the superb direction of Brian D. Kozacek for their superb musical selections. I've been to the Academy of Music many times, and I saw some of the world's greatest conductors conducting the Philadelphia Orchestra, such as Eugene Ormandy and Leonard Bernstein, but I enjoyed this program just as much as I enjoyed those programs of years ago. Congratulations to all of you. But we have to include the superb singers of our national anthem, which began our program. They're Rachel Detweiler, Mary Detweiler, Sheila Marrero, Dave Wrigley, and Alan Johnson McNutt. With regard to the association members who worked so hard, I'm not going to say the words last but not least about Wilmer Cressman, but rather first and foremost, this person, a previous president himself, has been my mentor and one dedicated member who has an encyclopedic memory about every single aspect and detail about the Hall of Champions and fame in view of the fact that he has been the president of our association. Wilmer has been guiding our association with great skill and patience for many years. So thank you, Wilmer, for your guidance and showing us the way. If you credit me with anything, be advised that I chose to soar with an eagle like him. Next, all members of our association extend our deepest appreciation and thanks to Rory Zumo for her fine work in producing and directing this ceremony. She also created the excellent exhibit on the inductees display case in the lobby of this auditorium, provided the video presentation, and acted as stage manager. In addition, special thanks to Jeffrey Brandon for a marvelous job as an offstage announcer. He has a gift for speaking the King's English. We owe a debt of gratitude also to Bob Kane, Chair of the Hall of Champions Selection Committee, and Guido Martinelli, Chair of the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, and their respective committee members for the great and dedicated work during the past year and the fine choice of this year's inductees we celebrate this evening. Again, thanks to Bob Kane and Guido Martinelli and their committee members for the time they devoted to choose our inductees. To Kathy Nicholas, thank you for chairing the advertising committee. Kathy has been responsible for raising the funds which have set records. Very special thanks to Joyce England for chairing the preparation of our program booklet, an enormous amount of work. We appreciate everything she's done for our association. Thanks to Jim Wood for writing inductee biographic profiles for our offstage announcer, helping with plaques and preparing press releases for the media. Many thanks to Wilmer Cressman and William McCain for providing Schellenberger showcase materials. We thank Maggie Hall for superb photographic work during the year. Many thanks to David Chris. We admire the skill in the art of graphics which resulted in the printing of our program. Thanks to Samuel Galbraith for the videotaping of this evening's ceremony. A tape will be given to each inductee. For providing our flowers and refreshments, a hearty thanks to Wilmer Cressman and Nancy Collier. For the membership and scrapbook presentations, we thank Cheryl Brumbaugh and Kathy Nicholas. Let us thank those who engraved and prepared the inductees' plaques. Wilmer Cressman, William McCain, Kurt England, the Northeast Laser Engraving Incorporated, and also James Wood. And many, many thanks to our Norristown Area High School principal, Dr. Hildy Jaffe, the liaison for our association. She has been a remarkable advisor during our monthly meetings by informing us about certain facts or happenings we need to know about so many activities going on at the school district. Her value to us is that she is as bright as she is beautiful. One quick announcement. We're holding a sale of books in the cafeteria that contains biographies of all inductees of the last 25 years. And the price is only $10 a book. And this is a copy of it with the blue cover. It's a great program for a limited amount of money. $10, that's all that is. We'll be selling this in the cafeteria when we gather there. Will everyone please all stand for the singing of the alma mater before assembling in the cafeteria, please? Refer to page 6 of the program booklet in case you forgot the words. Beautiful and sweet, and the roses and the lilies hide the pathway at our feet. Oh, the blue and white shy violets will there be our delight, for they wear the loyal colors of our emblem, blue and white. Okay, will the inductees please remain behind for picture taking, and the rest of us can begin to congregate at the cafeteria for refreshments.